For decades, the Zodiac Killer has been one of the most infamous unsolved mysteries in American history. His cryptic messages, terrifying murders, and taunts to law enforcement captivated and horrified the world. But now, new revelations may have finally unmasked the man behind the mystery.
The late 1960s, a time of peace, love, and cultural revolution. Yet in the sunny heart of California, a shadow stirred. A darkness began to fall across the idyllic landscape, a chill wind whispering of unspeakable acts to come. This wasn't a story out of Hollywood, this was real life, more terrifying than any horror film. This was the beginning of the Zodiac Killer's reign of terror. The tranquil towns and lovers' lanes, once symbols of freedom and carefree living, transformed into hunting grounds. Fear became a constant companion as whispers of the Zodiac's gruesome deeds spread like wildfire. No one knew who would be next, young couples, innocent bystanders. The randomness of his attacks only amplified the terror. The police were baffled, the public was petrified, and the Zodiac Killer reveled in the chaos he created. Newspapers, hungry for any scrap of information, printed every detail, every theory, every chilling letter received from the killer himself. The public, desperate for answers, devoured every word, their fascination with the case a macabre reflection of their fear. The Zodiac had become a morbid celebrity, his cryptic messages a terrifying puzzle that everyone was desperate to solve. But as the body count rose and the letters continued, one question echoed louder than all the rest. Who was the Zodiac Killer? Was he a shadowy boogeyman, a figment of our collective nightmares, or a terrifyingly real monster hiding in plain sight? The answer, like the man himself, remained elusive, shrouded in mystery and fear. The Zodiac Killer wasn't content with simply taking lives, he craved recognition, notoriety, a perverse place in history. His calling card, a chilling symbol, a crosshair over a circle became synonymous with fear, a grim reminder of his power and elusiveness. He toyed with authorities, sending cryptic messages, coded ciphers, and bizarre threats, each one a twisted piece in the puzzle of his identity. His letters, filled with misspellings, grammatical errors, and an arrogant, almost playful tone, provided a disturbing glimpse into the mind of a madman. He boasted of his crimes, reveled in the terror he inflicted, and threatened even more bloodshed if his demands weren't met. The public was both horrified and captivated, caught in the grip of a real-life horror story that was unfolding before their very eyes. Despite the best efforts of law enforcement, the Zodiac always seemed to be one step ahead. He vanished into thin air after each attack, leaving behind a trail of bodies and unanswered questions. His ability to evade capture only fueled his legend, turning him into a phantom, a specter that haunted the dreams of a generation. The investigation, sprawling and complex, consumed the lives of countless detectives, criminologists, and amateur sleuths. They pored over evidence, analyzed every clue, and chased down every lead, desperate to unmask the man behind the madness. But the Zodiac Killer, like a phantom, remained just out of reach, his true identity a tantalizing mystery. The Zodiac's ciphers, a complex series of symbols and codes, became a source of endless fascination and frustration. Some were solved, revealing cryptic messages and taunting boasts, while others remained uncracked, their secrets buried within their intricate designs. These coded messages became a battleground between the Zodiac and those determined to bring him to justice. Amateur codebreakers and professional cryptographers alike joined the race to crack the Zodiac's codes, hoping to uncover vital clues to his identity or his next move. The pressure was immense, the stakes incredibly high as each new cipher represented a potential breakthrough in the case. The Zodiac had, in a way, gamified his own capture, turning the pursuit of justice into a deadly game of cat and mouse. The public, hungry for any development in the case, followed the code-breaking efforts with bated breath. Every partially solved cipher, every tantalizing clue, offered a glimmer of hope that the Zodiac's reign of terror might soon be over. The ciphers represented more than just coded messages. They were a symbol of the Zodiac's power, his ability to control the narrative, and his mocking disregard for the authorities. Yet despite some breakthroughs, the Zodiac's true identity remained elusive. He continued to taunt the police, the press, and the public, his cryptic messages serving as a constant reminder of his power and his freedom. The chase was far from over. The Zodiac Killer was still out there, lurking in the shadows, his true face hidden behind a mask of arrogance and terror. December 20th, 1968, a date etched in infamy. The quiet shores of Lake Herman Road, a popular lover's lane, became the backdrop for the Zodiac's first confirmed attack. High school sweethearts David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen were enjoying a romantic evening, unaware that they were being stalked by an unseen predator. Their car, a white Rambler station wagon, was found riddled with bullets, a silent testament to the horror that unfolded that night. David was found dead at the scene, shot once in the head at close range. Betty Lou, having tried to flee, was gunned down just a few feet away, her body riddled with 5 bullets. The savagery of the attack sent shockwaves through the community and beyond. The tranquility of Lake Herman Road, once a sanctuary for young love, was shattered. Fear replaced romance, the once familiar rustling of leaves now a source of dread. The killer, as if to taunt the authorities, left behind no fingerprints, no weapon, and seemingly no motive. He was a ghost, a whisper of death in the night. News of the double homicide spread like wildfire, fueled by a potent mix of fear and speculation. Who could commit such a heinous act? Was it a random act of violence, a crime of passion, or something far more sinister? As the days turned into weeks, and the investigation yielded few clues, the community held its breath, bracing itself for the possibility that this was just the beginning. July 4, 1969. The Zodiac struck again. Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo, a popular spot for young couples. Darlene Ferrin and Michael Magot were enjoying a quiet evening. A car pulled up, its headlights blinding them. Shots rang out, shattering the night. Darlene was hit 5 times, succumbing to her injuries. Michael survived, providing crucial clues. Minutes later, a man called the police, confessing to the murders. The Zodiac had announced himself, his reign of terror underway. These first 2 attacks, as shocking and brutal as they were, revealed a chilling pattern to the Zodiac's madness. He targeted young couples in secluded locations, often late at night, using the cover of darkness to his advantage. His weapon of choice, a 9mm handgun, became a symbol of his ruthlessness, each bullet a chilling reminder of his power over life and death. But it was the Zodiac's need for recognition, his desire to insert himself into the narrative, that truly set him apart from other killers. He wasn't content with simply taking lives. He craved notoriety, infamy, a perverse place in the spotlight. And he knew exactly how to get it, by terrorizing not just his victims, but an entire society. The letters he sent to newspapers, filled with cryptic messages, coded ciphers, and chilling threats, were a testament to his twisted ego. He reveled in the attention, the fear, the speculation that followed each new communication. He was playing a deadly game, and everyone, from law enforcement to the general public, was caught in his web. The Zodiac's crimes were more than just acts of violence. They were meticulously planned spectacles designed to instill maximum terror and garner maximum attention. He was a master manipulator, using fear and uncertainty as his weapons. And as the body count rose and the letters continued, one thing became chillingly clear. The Zodiac Killer was just getting started. The Zodiac's crimes intensified, and so did his letters. Chilling missives sent directly to newspapers. He craved an audience, his terror amplified by a city on edge. Meticulously crafted, filled with intentional errors, boasts of his crimes, taunts, and cryptic clues. His symbol, a circle with a cross, became infamous. The impact on the public psyche was profound. Interspersed within the Zodiac's letters were ciphers, complex coded messages that he claimed contained his true identity. These intricate puzzles captivated and frustrated amateur sleuths and seasoned cryptographers alike. The Zodiac took immense pride in outsmarting the authorities. One famous cipher was cracked by Donald and Betty Hardin, revealing a chilling message: "I like to kill people because it is so much fun." In 2020, a team cracked another cipher, revealing more of the Zodiac's morbid grandiosity. Many ciphers remain unsolved, a testament to his enduring mystery. The Zodiac's letters and ciphers weren't just about communication, they were about control. He was playing a twisted game with the authorities and the public, dictating the terms of engagement, and reveling in the fear and uncertainty he sowed. Each letter, each cipher, was a move in this deadly game, designed to keep him one step ahead and maintain his grip on the narrative. He taunted the police, mocking their efforts to apprehend him, often claiming to be present at crime scenes after the fact, observing their investigation. He threatened to escalate his attacks, to target school buses full of children, if his demands for media attention weren't met. Whether these threats were genuine or simply another way to instill terror is debatable, but their impact was undeniable. The public, bombarded with news of the Zodiac's latest letters and the ongoing investigation, became both terrified and captivated. The case dominated headlines, dinner table conversations, and late-night talk shows. The Zodiac, in a perverse way, had achieved the notoriety he so desperately craved. The letters, the ciphers, the threats, they all contributed to the mythos of the Zodiac Killer, transforming him from a criminal into a near mythical figure. He became a boogeyman, a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones, his story a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most seemingly idyllic communities. To understand the Zodiac Killer, one must attempt to understand the mind behind the mask. By analyzing his actions and writings, we can glean insights into his motivations. The Zodiac's letters revealed an inflated ego and a need for recognition. He wanted to be feared and respected, suggesting deep-seated insecurity. His choice of victims and crime scenes points to a possible hatred of love and intimacy. The Zodiac's meticulous planning and evasion of capture suggest high intelligence and cunning. The Zodiac's crimes were about exerting power and control. He reveled in the fear he instilled and the chaos he created. His letters, filled with threats, maintained this control. By setting terms and making demands, he kept authorities off balance. The use of ciphers highlighted his need for control and exclusivity. His crimes may have been a way to overcompensate for feelings of powerlessness. The Zodiac Killer left an indelible mark on American culture. His crimes captivated and terrified a nation, transforming him into a morbid celebrity. The case led to advancements in criminal profiling and forensic science. The Zodiac story has been retold in various media, becoming a cultural touchstone. His ability to vanish adds to his mystique and ensures his story endures. The questions he raised about evil and notoriety continue to resonate. Why wasn't the Zodiac Killer caught? The answer is complex. He was a master of misdirection, always one step ahead. The Zodiac blended in, making it difficult to create an accurate profile. He planned his crimes meticulously, leaving little evidence. His letters were filled with misinformation, misleading investigators. He used the media to control the narrative and solidify his image. The Zodiac case was fraught with missteps and missed opportunities. The volume of tips and leads overwhelmed law enforcement. A potential misidentification during a police encounter haunts the case. False confessions and copycat crimes diverted resources. The Zodiac thrived in chaos, amplifying his elusiveness. Despite efforts, the case went cold, its mystique continuing to captivate. The Zodiac case remains one of the most enduring mysteries. The passage of time poses challenges for cold case investigators. Witnesses pass away, memories fade, and evidence deteriorates. The quest to identify the Zodiac has become a cultural obsession. The pursuit of truth speaks to the human need for closure. The Zodiac case serves as a reminder that some mysteries may never be fully solved. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror left an indelible mark on the American psyche. His crimes shattered the illusion of safety and plunged the region into fear. The randomness of his attacks amplified this fear. The Zodiac's letters heightened the sense of dread. The impact of this fear extended far beyond the immediate victims. The Zodiac's shadow continues to color our perceptions of safety. The Zodiac case had a profound impact on criminal investigation. It exposed the limitations of traditional techniques, leading to advancements in forensic science. The case helped usher in a new era of forensic investigation. The Zodiac case played a pivotal role in the development of criminal profiling. The Zodiac's media manipulation forced law enforcement to rethink public communication. Greater transparency proved valuable in managing public perception and fostering collaboration. Mysteries and myths: the Zodiac Killer in popular culture. The Zodiac Killer, despite remaining unidentified, has become a fixture in American popular culture. His image and legend endlessly recycled and reimagined. The case continues to captivate the public imagination, fueling speculation and debate. The Zodiac's mystique stems from the enduring power of the unknown. His ability to evade capture and the brutal nature of his crimes have elevated him to near mythical status. He has become a modern-day boogeyman, his story told and retold around campfires. The Zodiac case has inspired countless works of fiction, reflecting the public's enduring fascination with true crime. For decades, the identity of the Zodiac Killer remained a chilling mystery. Countless suspects were investigated, but each lead turned into a dead end. Then, a name began to circulate: Gary Francis Post. Could this be the face behind the infamous symbol? The casebreakers believed they had found the missing link. Their claim? Gary Francis Post was the Zodiac Killer. The casebreakers' claim rested on a compelling, albeit circumstantial, body of evidence. They pointed to a series of coincidences that, when viewed collectively, painted a disturbingly clear picture of Post as the Zodiac. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence was a scar on Post's forehead, resembling the description by a Zodiac attack survivor. The casebreakers also uncovered anagrams and coded messages in the Zodiac's letters pointing to Post. They even claimed to have found a wristwatch at the Bates crime scene, possibly linking Post to the Zodiac. The casebreakers' findings, while compelling, have yet to be officially confirmed by law enforcement. The San Francisco Police Department and the FBI state the evidence is inconclusive. The lack of a definitive resolution leaves many grappling with a sense of unfinished business. The need for justice and closure remains as strong as ever. Will Gary Francis Post ever be definitively linked to the Zodiac crimes? The Zodiac's shadow continues to fuel speculation and inspire fear.